simple to follow along. So feel free to take an image or a screenshot or a picture or pull up a second screen for this sports car. Let's see if I can zoom in for you. Okay. And I'll start my timer now to make sure we don't run out of time. Okay. All right. So with this simple sports car that we have, with actually one of the guidelines still being in place, is we see some square shapes and the rectangle body of the car, and then the circular shapes of the tires, and then the rectangular shape of the windshield. So there's a lot of shapes with this, so it would be easy to follow along, similar to our horse, similar to Statue of Liberty and the chess piece. Still keeping up with that theme. Um, so once I pull this out and get back to the recording, give me 1 second. So first what we will do is grab our pencil, and the way I have my paper is horizontal. So it's this way, it's sideways, not vertical. So that way I can take up as much space as I want for my sports car. Um, Again, with the proportions, I don't want to draw a tiny car and I don't want to draw a car that is almost off of the page. I want to draw a car that's, takes a sizable amount of the page. So, with that being said, I'll start with a simple rectangle. Um, so, and again, these lines don't have to be straight, but it would be best if you had a ruler to kind of create these perfect lines, but you can just roughly sketch it with a light hand. So it's a little bit wonky, and that's fine. But this is just to roughly map out where I want my car to be. Again, so using a very light hand because we're not making any commitments to these lines. With that being said, the next step is to actually draw another rectangle, but this time just slightly smaller than it. So I'll demonstrate. I would take up maybe 2 finger lengths and begin with my rectangle. So now I have one rectangle on top of the other. One second, let me write this down. So what our next steps would be is to now create rough shapes for the car. So starting with the windshield. So I will roughly place the windshield somewhere like this is the center of our page, just lightly mapping it, and I would say maybe 1/3 into the top of our page. So just over here, I would place my windshield. And with that, I would draw um, a rectangle, but almost trapezoid like um, shape. So let me demonstrate. So again, I have this rectangle on an angle. It's not straight, it's slightly tilted. And in my triangle, what I did was I cut it short. I cut a triangular piece. So this piece right here, I had cut it out to give me that curve of that windshield that follows the shape of the car. So this is a line that we will erase, but later down, once we commit to how our car looks like. So after that, what we will need are two lines. And with these lines, they just go through our rectangle. So those two lines are parallel to each other, and they're not close to each other, but they're not too far apart. I will say I will adjust my line to be a little bit wider. And again, if you feel like your lines are too far apart, too close apart, um, you're more than welcome to always edit as you go along. And with that being said, we will start to place down the circles for the wheels. So trying to stay within the box that we have made for ourselves. I'll place the wheels here and towards the end of our big box. So right here. And they're not quite perfect, these circles, and that's fine. We'll fix them once we add the rims and the tire caps. All right. So after we have placed these circles, now we will start to roughly create the shape of the car, further build up on it. So from our windshield, what we will do is create that front bumper of the car. So I'll demonstrate. So it's a curvy line. It swoops into the windshield. After that, what we will do is now create the top of the car, the roof portion of it. So we're still on the windshield, and what we'll do is follow the windshield and create a line that goes down. And then from the roof, what we'll do is create a slight bump and then continue with that rectangular shape of the car, but slightly declining down for that aerodynamic portion of the car, the built. And now what we will do is create that back end of the car. So with that back end, we're still in one continuous line, going from that windshield all the way down the back, and then curving, and then yet another curve towards the wheel, the back of the wheel. And looking back at it, back on my reference picture, I placed my wheels too low for the body of the car. So I just slightly shifted that up, and I'll make an adjustment and erase this. And I have to do the same for this back wheel. Still keeping my guidelines in case I want to make any further adjustments. As I am sketching, I'm erasing any lines that I don't want to keep to kind of clean it up, but then again, not committing to any of the lines and creating harsh lines that would be difficult to erase. So now what we'll do is go back to the front of the bumper and we will create the bottom where it slightly pokes out to the front and then continues all the way to the back. It reaches our front of the wheel. After that, then we start to create the rim of the car. And how we're doing it is we are following the shape of the tire as close as possible, even overlapping. So allow me to demonstrate. So this is our wheel. And then from there, as close as I can get, and then overlapping it and continuing that arch. And then dropping down. So, so again, our tire, and then overlapping with that arch. Let me see if there's something that I can use to raise the image. Here. Now I will continue with the bottom of the car, just a straight line, as straight as it can possibly be, and still not quite attached to the wheel yet. And then I'll follow it up with another thin line that is parallel to it, so side by side. and then closing it off at the end. And from there, I'll create that wheel rim that actually follows very closely the shape of the back tire. And I'll give you a couple of seconds to catch up. And as you're catching up, just making sure that you revisit the reference image. Okay, so now we will begin with the headlights of the vehicle and kind of following where we placed those initial curvy lines of the car. So we'll place them right above them. And with that, what I will do is create a oval, a sideways oval, and then build up on the shape. So with that, it will look roughly something like this. Give me one second. So very sleek design for the headlights. Diamond shape. And we'll also mirror that to the other side. So the way to mirror it for the other side is just to draw a V because it goes to the other side of the car that we don't see, but the eyes are still very much there for the headlight. So now it's seeing if there's any adjustments that we should make to our car, if we should make the wheels smaller, bigger, um, see if there are any guidelines that we want to erase. Um, but we're practically on step 4 out of, I want to say, maybe uh, 9, maybe 10. So we're almost there, with just 1 hour to spare. So what we will do is also add the cool features of this sports car. So second, I will add two V shapes right above the headlights of the car, and they touch the windshield. So two V shapes, one on this side and the other on this side. After that, I will adjust this rim over here. I want it to actually go higher and but still going through my tire. So I'll show you what I mean by that. So something along those lines. And I will actually adjust the bottom of this tire. So now what we'll do is add the front design like of the hood of the car. So with that, still following these lines and dropping them down. So something along these lines, still in between the headlights and going all the way up to our windshield, but dropping down to that bottom bumper. And then from there, I would draw two V shapes in between the two lines that we placed down. So all I added was the just a semicircle and a rectangle to the design of the car. So all of this is still very much rough sketches, and it's not cleaned up quite yet, and that's fine. Looking back, I'm thinking of maybe as we go on with this lesson to make the top of the car smaller, just more of a sports car, um, shrink it a bit to make it more aerodynamic. And I'll just wait for that part. Next, we're going to be adding the driver window. So with that, we will go from the bottom of our windshield and create a line that goes up. So I'll explain what that means. So again, just a line from the bottom of our windshield that slightly curves up, and then a straight line and another line that is attached to the top of our windshield. So just mirroring our top and bottom actions. And then as we're going along, erasing any of the guidelines that don't serve us anymore. So now what we'll do is add the side view mirror. And with the side view mirror, looking at our window, we will roughly draw an oval. So something along this line. And then from there, we will draw two lines that connect to the body of the car. And then erase the line that goes through our mirror. So it looks something like this. So what I'm doing now is Adjusting the roof of the car, I want it to shrink down a little bit to make it a little bit more aerodynamic. So again, once I'm happy with the adjustments, I can begin erasing. There you go. And with that, I'd have to adjust the windshield as well. So it should look something a little like this. So it's starting to look like a sports car and less of a cartoony car. Um, and we still have to add the spoiler, the part on the back. So what we will do is we will draw a rectangle very thin that almost goes into the car. So just the thin rectangle. And then from there, we'll draw two angled lines. So now we'll focus on the front of the car again. We still have to add all the light bulbs in the headlights and any cool features of the car to make it look more of a sports car. So, with that being said, what we will do is inside our first headlight, we will draw a line, almost like an eyelid. And then from there, we'll draw another line. And then lastly, we'll draw a semicircle. And now from the bottom of this headlight to the bottom of this headlight, what we will do is draw a curvy line that connects the both of them. So I'll demonstrate this first. Give me 1 second. I would have to move this eye lower to match it. Give me 1 second. Excuse me. From there, what we'll also do is create the bottom of the bumper. Something like so. And from there, just close to, but not quite, to the rim, what we will do is we will draw a rectangle that we will then edit into something like this. Also similar to here, what we will do is add yet another rectangle. But on an angle, slight tilt. And we will also make a couple of edits to it. To look something like this. right? And then we will also create the same type of design on the other end of the car. So again, rectangle, then another line within. So what we will do now is we will create the bottom design of the bumper. So something like this. And two lines at the end. Like so. Now with step 7 is to add the doors. This side is detailed and we'll add more detail to it further. But moving on to this one with the roughly 30 minutes that we have remaining. From the side view mirror, what we will do is create a line that doesn't quite touch the bottom. So a straight line, another one that doesn't touch the wheel and doesn't touch the bottom. And then from there, straight, another straight line. I'll give you some time. So with that, what we will do now is continue building up our door. and create another line. And then from there, what we'll do is add another line. So we have a rectangle, and this would be the door. Then from there, what I will do is draw a V shape, not narrow, but not wide either. And with this V shape, what it does is it touches the bottom of our wheel, and it touches or it goes above the top of our wheel. So again, a lot of overlapping lines. So from there, with the remaining 28 minutes, we will finish up the door frame. With that, we will add a line and then another line into the door. So something along the lines of this. The wheels are the last thing to add, and the windshield wiper. So with the windshield wiper, it's pretty simple. It's just a thin line. So again, showing all the details of the car. And now with the wheel, instead of making them look like circles, we'll make them look like wheels. So we'll draw another circle within to make the tires. should look something like this. So a circle within a circle. And then we'll draw another circle in the center, very tiny. And then from there, what we will do is we will draw V shapes. And we will repeat the same process for the back tire, still drawing a smaller circle. And then a tinier circle at the center. And then continuing with the V shapes. These are pretty much all the steps. What remains is to basically commit to your lines. So with that being said, if you have anything to edit, if you feel like maybe you want to make your windshield smaller, maybe you want to make your mirror bigger, um, maybe you're not liking the body of the car, now would be the time to make some edits. Um, Other than that, you are more than welcome to start committing to these lines. So with that being said, I'll grab a pencil and so again, looking at the reference, our car looks great. And considering that we have 20 minutes left, What we can do is we can color this if we have pencil colors, or we can try and attempt maybe um, another car or something different. But I would also like to see your progress once everybody is caught up. So you have roughly uh, 10 minutes to kind of finish up your drawing of the car as I erase any guidelines and make the lines I want to keep darker. Okay. Would you like to see the reference image again?
Yes, please.
I'll pull it up. So not too far off from our reference image. It looks similar, some differences in terms of proportion, but we did a pretty good job. There still remains 15 minutes until the end of class. So I'll just give you a couple minutes to finish up your card drawing. So I want to say um, 10 more minutes to finish up the card drawing. And then in the last 5 minutes, I would like to see any of your drawings that you have done. So the car from today or the Liberty from yesterday, last class. And that's pretty much it. Then just a little reminder that we will start watercolor next class. So just writing a little reminder for yourselves.
I'll show my Statue of Liberty.
Wow. Okay. Mari.
So that's
Super good.
thank you.
Oh, Christina, I love your sports car. And Allie, I like your sports car as well. Lovely sports car. Addie, I love it as well.
Did you see this one?
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah,
Thank you very much.
other car. It's not sport car. It's,
Two cars.
yeah.
And I love your car. I mean, your Liberty statue.
Thank you.
And then Jing, I love yours as well.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all we have planned for today. There's still 13 minutes, so by all means, if you have any suggestions for next class, I was thinking, oh, Rebecca, I love yours. Yeah, if you have any suggestions, because last time I took some and I'm definitely taking them into consideration. I was thinking of maybe watercolor painting a snow globe,
Mhm.
if that would be good. Um, there is no supply list, but I can just write it down for you. It would just be still paper, and then let me see. Let me turn the other side. So,
So is it regular paper?
um, if regular paper would work just fine, but if you have maybe watercolor paper, it would be better because with the water, it can make it like a little bit wavy, the paper, but it's still going to give us the same
Yeah.
quality. And then
Yeah.
like a simple paintbrush,
Mm-hmm.
like nothing too fancy. Um, and then a pencil. That's pretty much it. Maybe an eraser. Let's, I'll just say right here.
What kind of watercolor?
What color?
Um, the type that I have two different palettes. I have these ones. So, you know, these ones were from Michaels, and they just have like the simple rainbow colors. And then I have one also from the dollar store, and those ones they come with different color, so they're dry. So they're dry, like very hard. And once you add water to them, then you'll pick up some pigment. And then for the paintbrushes, they're just very simple, um, cheap paintbrushes, nothing too fancy. Um, so again, I don't want you to stress yourselves out. If we don't have any watercolors, I can just think of something different other than
We have
um,
this one,
yeah,
Farah.
that one also works very great. Lovely. Yeah.
Yeah, and I have a range for watercolor special.
Yeah. So again, like even if you have something like with these I want to say like eight, that's still fine. Like I can show you how like we can make a red that has a little bit of green to it. or if you have a palette that already has all these colors, that's also good. Just very something like a simple list. So and that's on Monday, the 28th of July, I want to say. So you have some time, and by all means, feel free to message me. I'll write my email in the comments in the chat if you have any questions or if anything comes up. Give me one second.
Can we use the mixed media Strathmore paper?
Yep, that also works.
Or we also have a sketchbook?
Yeah, and the sketchbook would work just fine.
Okay.
Farah, can you show us the picture for next week?
The picture, like the reference?
Yes.
Okay, give me one second. I'll write my email and then show you the picture.
Mhm.
All right, so this is the snow globe that I was thinking of painting. It has like a bow on it and it has a fence on it, and I have the image of it. But I'll pull it up on my computer in 1 second. But I just wanted to show you that we're still keeping up with the still life theme. Also, it's not picking up on camera, but I'll show the image in a second. How there's like a windmill in the center of it, and obviously we'll forget the bubbles. There's some flowers, like lavender, and some white type of flowers. Not sure what those are. They don't pick up on camera. That's pretty much it. And now for the image, that's way more clearer in 1 second. So this is the image that we will choose, and that is for next class. And there is 5 minutes until the end, so by all means, you're free to go if you're done with your picture of the race car. And see you next class. See you July 28th, I believe. That is when the next Monday is.
Thank you, Farah.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Thank you,
Thank
Carmen.
you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. See you next Monday.
See you next
Bye.
Monday. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Mm,